Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me today. I'm continuing on with my long, thin Christmas journal, and the kit that, if you remember, that I'm using is from Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm using her black and white kit, but I've mixed it with a few of her other papers. So I know that I've got papers from her woodland. I think it's called Woodland Winter. And I've also used some pages or some images from her Victorian Christmas as well. So a bit of a mix and match, but I liked how they all played together. So that's what I'm doing. I've decided that I'm going to use this fabric for the cover. I just thought it worked really nice. It's got the red and the black on it. So that's what's going to be on the cover. I've done a little bit since you were last with me. I've put some gold and red, I don't know what it is, kind of netting, but I'm not sure what it is. And I've also added 3 gingerbread men, little wooden gingerbread men, and 3 white bells. So I've done that. I've put some ribbon in here, and I'll show you what I want to do there. What else have I done? I must have done something else. I know I have. Oh, on this paper, I've used part of the black and white kit. I've made a flip. This is from Amy's industrial kit, and I've cut one of the images out from the black and white kit as well. So that's just extra writing space on there. I said I was going to use this image across the 2 pages, so I've put that on there. I think I've decided that that one is going to go there. And we did this in the last video that you saw, so that's going to go on there. I'm putting this as a tuck just there and a flip just there because I want it to have lots of room to write, so I don't want to over decorate it. I may well leave like these papers plain so they can be written on. That was a flip. What else did I do? I've got this that I've had it tucked away for a little while. I think this is from TaylorMade Journals. No, I don't think it is. I don't know where it's from actually. It's something that's been in my Christmas box, and it's got a glassine envelope on it. So I'm going to decorate that up with some of Amy's images, and I think I'm going to put that on there so it can be a tuck spot, and it can also flip out and you can put something in your envelope. So I thought that might be nice just there. That's going to go on there, and I think I'll do it as a flip out. So I'm going to put something on the back so that you've got 2 writing spaces and a tuck spot. I don't want to put a little notch in there because if I do it carefully, just a little one, I might miss the lady's head. But knowing me, I'd end up cutting her head off. This I've cut this out of one of Amy's papers, and I've backed it with some paper to make it a bit stiffer. So that's just an up tuck in there, but again you can write on this bit. And this is one of the Tim Holtz journal cards that I just thought went nice because it had the black gingham check on it, and again one of Amy's images just there. So I've done little bits without you because I've got so much I want to do. I don't think I'm going to fit it all in before Christmas. This is going to be 3 tags, 1, 2, 3. They're all joined together. And on the back, I'm going to attach a little pocket on there, so that can be a tuck spot as well. And then you've not lost any of this writing space on there. So it kind of, I've done it like that. I've cut the piece of paper into 3 tag shapes, but I've kept them attached on that little hinge so that I can attach it on there. So I thought that was a bit different. And then that lovely image of that little boy, I'm going to make as a tag in the back. So that's where I'm kind of at. And I thought I'd just bring you along and decorate, do a little bit with it while you're with me. So if you remember, this image is going to go on the front. And on the back, I've just collaged the envelope. I had a double window envelope, and this was sent to me or gifted to me from Rachel at Roxy's Creations, this envelope. So I've opened it up and I've decorated it on the inside as well as the outside, so that if you should see inside it, you're not going to, it's not going to be envelope inside. And I've put a couple of Amy's images on there, and I've used her, that's Woodland Winter, that's the Victorian Christmas, and I think that's from the Woodland Winter Kit as well. So what I'm going to do is, and yes, I've got another cold, folks. Who knew it? I am going to put that on there. Just trying to think of the best way to do it. I think I'm going to put my glue on here. I'm going to glue this flap down to the back of the or to the inside of the envelope. Which bit will it be? It'll be this edge, won't it? Will it be this edge? Yes. And put some glue down there. And then this will just be like an envelope flip. So I want to match that up as best as I can, as straight as I can. Like that. And then I'm going to close the envelope. I've left a little, let me put it the right way, and let me glue that bit down. That's the snowman that I put on. And glue that in. So that's going to close up like that. So this is going to stick on that side. And that doesn't look, it looks straight from there, but it doesn't look straight on there. And I don't know why. It's probably my envelope, because envelopes are what they are, aren't they? They are just envelopes. But I can just fold that little bit there. I think that'll be fine. Oops, that doesn't open that way. So I am going to, I have put a little notch in it there. So this little flap that I've left is going to go on the inside. So I'm going to put some glue on there so that that gets closed at the bottom. And then I'm going to put a layer of glue down the long edge, because I'm going to close that envelope up so that it makes a pocket. And then I'm just going to fold it over and glue it. I think it's my envelope that's wonky, but I'm not worried about it, because once it's in the journal, it's going to be fine. Hope I've put it the right way up. Yes, I have. So that now should be a pocket. And I want to make sure that this bit here is gluing really well, because I don't want it to come off. I might run a stitch down there just because I don't want it to lift up, because that's the bit that's going to take the stress of it being a pocket. So I may run a stitch just down the edge there, but that will go on there, and that's like kind of the back page, so it will open like that. I could put some washi tape along there before I stitch it. I don't know if I've got any. I have got some Christmas washi somewhere, so I may put some washi tape down there and then stitch it, just so that that covers that little bit up. But then that is that bit sorted. Ta-da! I'm going to sneeze one moment. So I got over my other cold, but miraculously I've caught another. It is the season for colds. I don't know about anything else. So I like that. I don't know whether to trim these back a little bit. I'm going to see what it looks like when I've got the cover on it, but I may kind of trim them back. But I just liked how they looked. I don't know if you can see them glittering. But I'm happy with that. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to do was I want to make a pocket, or a writing space, tuck spot, whatever I want to call it, in there. Now, I had an idea that I could use an envelope. What I want to do is something similar to the hangy flip thing that I made when I sent the Happy Mail off to Amy at Crafty Cat. And she made one. I just made it. I didn't keep a record of how I made it. It kind of just evolved. Amy has a video of how she interpreted how I made it. So, but this is going to be a bit different because aren't they always? So it's just a window envelope, and all that I've done is cut my window envelope open, and I left the bottom crease in. So I've just cut my window envelope, I've just opened it up so that I have got just a long strip of window envelope. And my idea was that I would get it to the height, no, sorry, am I too high? So that it fits. I need to cut, I think I needed to trim a bit off there. No, I don't, I did it. So I just wanted to fold it up. Where did I have it? I had it there. Fold it up against itself. So yeah, I just need to trim a bit off there, but I wanted to fold it up against itself. And then back against itself, because that then would fit in there, and then this little bit folds over like that, so that it makes a little hangy thing. That's what my idea was. However, and then I was going to cover it with paper, but then I thought about it, and if I'm going to cover both sides of this envelope with paper, it's going to end up really chunky, really thick. And I didn't want that, because then it doesn't fold properly, it becomes too stiff. So what I am going to do is I am going to just use the front of this envelope, is what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to see where I might like to cut it. So I'm just going to use the front of that envelope like that, and I'll keep that because, as you can see, that's got a nice little pocket there, so I will keep that. Doesn't matter that it's got that little bit coming out because I can cover it, but that would make a nice pocket somewhere on a journal, so I'll keep I will keep that. So this now will be the bit that flips in like that, and that does fit top and bottom. So I'm going to collage this. It's still going to end up quite stiff, this bit, because it's going to be like a tag, this part of it, and then I'm going to add some paper to hang over. You'll see what I'm doing as I get there. And if it doesn't work, then, well, you've seen me do it live on video. I want to put something behind there because it's not a pocket or anything. So I've got this image. These images that I've got are from Amy's Christmas ads. I think it's called Christmas ads. Adverts, as in ads. And I want to put that there where it says December. And I think I need to add a little bit of paper to the bottom of that. Because, can you believe I've got no little bits of paper? Like that. I just want to add a little bit of paper to it because it's not quite long enough, is what I'm trying to say. It's not quite long enough to cover the window for me to glue it in, because I don't want to see that bit. I want to see December, so I want it to be like that. I might put something else down there actually. I just really want a straight edge. Yeah, that'll be nicely. I'm going to do that. I think this is Amy's Woodland. I want to see December. So I'm going to glue that on there. And then I've got enough that I'm going to be able to cover that window, which is what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I'll just trim off the excess because we don't need it. So how are you all doing? I think I'm having the colds for everybody, so hopefully you're all okay. yeah, I'm happy with that. It looks like he's walking in trees, doesn't it? So because this has got it's not acetate, but because it's got the window, I'm going to put the glue around the window so that I know that will stick. And then I'm going to put that on there. As best I can. There we go. Like that. That's what I'm going to do. So that's my image that's inside there. Did I say I wanted that the whole length? Had I done it the right length? I have. So I'm going to collage on here. Right. Papers. I've covered all my papers up. I have all sorts. I have plain. I have the Victorian. I have bits with images on. Got some of Amy's green. What's it going next to? I could have some of Amy's green. This is from the black and white. I think I'm going to go with greens, maybe a little bit of red. Okie doke. Come on, Carol, we can do this. I'm not going to try, or I'm going to try not to think too much about what I'm doing. If I could get the papers, there we go. So let's make a start, shall we? Because this isn't going to be a pocket or anything, I'm not going to be too worried if I go over. So I'm going to put a piece on there because I can trim it from the back once it's done, because I'll be able to see the edge on the back. So I'm just going to be covering this up. I don't want to put that all on there, probably not. I'm just going to stick it on. Come on, Carol, just do it. Time's ticking. If it covers the window up a bit, it's not going to matter. It may get stitched around this tag bit. I don't need that bit on there. I'm going to rip that bit off. Don't need it. Okay, one piece. We've started. There was an image there of Santa, wasn't there? I'm going to see if I can get the image, that image of that Santa on, which I think I can do. Although you're not going to see it while it's hanging. You'll see it when you take it off to write on. But you won't see it while it's hanging on the page, if you see what I mean. You will see what I mean in a moment. I'm burying everything, folks. A bit of this with the red and the white. Let's rip it down this edge. I'm not very good at ripping down the... Oh, no, I'm not. Not very good at ripping down the edges. There we go. I'm going to put that on there. Right. Oh dear, I've left the lid off my glue. That's going to be all dried up, isn't it? Put the glue on there. I do try not to overthink when I'm doing collages, but it doesn't really help because I do overthink. Can't help myself. Okay, I'm not going to fold that over. I'm going to trim those off. Let's just trim it down for now. But I'm going to trim round it in a bit. A little bit for at the top. Where's my bits and pieces? Yep, that'll do. It's about big enough, I think. Dear. Who knew glue could be so sticky? Okay. Looks like he's walking through the woods, doesn't it? Right, now this can go all the way to the bottom because that's the length that I want this tag to be. I'm doing a long, tall tag. I've buried my book, folks. Here's the book. I'm doing a long, tall tag. I might just take a fraction off it because it is literally just the right size. Sorry, I feel all at 6s and 7s today. I think I'm just conscious that how long a video can take. You know, you try and get something done quite quickly and it doesn't work for me. So I want that Santa to go on there. Oh no, it will because I can do it all the way to the bottom, can't I? Sorry, I've gone off screen again, haven't I? So that can go all the way to the bottom and I can tear it off about there. I'm going to try and make it not quite so perfect. Like that. And just make it a little bit, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm not doing too much inking on this journal, but I don't want the white bits of the inside of the paper to show, if you see what I mean. Right, I'm going to put some glue on this, and then that's that bit done. And looking at the time it's taken me to do this, I don't know that we'll get much else done today, but we'll have a go. We will have a go and see what we can do. Right, I am going to put that on there. Glue that on there. Okay, so I'm just going to pause you while I just trim round this. So I'm just going to turn it over and trim round to the envelope again. So just bear with me a moment. Oops, sorry, banging you as you come back to me. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me raise you up a little bit. Don't look at the mess on my desk. So I've collaged that, and that will fit in that slot. Now my idea is I'm going to make some writing space on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use coffee dyed paper or tea dyed paper. And I need it to be the same size as this. So that's, right, okay. Let's try and cut it straight as I can. A few of you have asked what this ruler is that I use. It's a quilting ruler. And the make of this one is Creative Grids. I'm over here in the UK. Now, I wouldn't be without this because I can't use the guillotines. I can't get an accurate cut with the guillotine. So this is my personal choice. It isn't something that you have to have. as a journal maker, but it's something I make quilts as well, so it's something that I've got, and so it's something that I use. Right, so I'm not gonna back this with coffee paper. I'm gonna back it with probably some digital paper, and I've got some nice plain papers. I think these are from Amy's peel paint, which I quite like. I like the lace. It looks a bit like snowflakes to me. But what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this one because it's a little bit woodlandy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on there. Sorry, I'm thinking this through because I haven't done it like this before. Right, let me cut the bottom off, or the top. In fact, I'm going to take the edges off this. So I'm trying to think on my feet. Not the easiest of things to do, really. Right, I'm just going to take those 3 sides off. I think this is from the peeled paint. She's also got a couple of wood. Yes, it is. Look, 'cause it's paint that's peeling. But she has also got similar in the woodland kit. So that's going to go on there. Yes, it is. But I am going to attach this to the bottom of it. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stitch around this as a tag. So I am going to glue that on there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this extension of coffee dyed paper, or tea dyed paper as it is, on the bottom of that. Job's a good one. I'm then going to fold that up so that it's not in my way, and I'm going to glue this on here. So I'm going to put glue on the tag, not on the coffee paper. Very important that I don't get it on the coffee paper. So I'm just going to put my glue, and I am eventually going to stitch around this. I'm going to do all my stitching in one go. So I'm going to make my tags and things and then have a session on the sewing machine, I think. So that seemed to make sense to me. Right, so what I'm going to do is I've got my paper folded up, and I'm going to line that up with the bottom of the paper, and I'm going to glue that on, and I'm going to squish it on. And if I keep leaving the glue off my lid, the lid off my glue, I'm going to have no glue left, am I? Right, I'm going to cut round this tag, get rid of that excess, and then we'll have a look at where I am with it. And you can see, I think there's so many different ways that you can do this. That, you know, if you make one, you'll probably do it completely differently to me. I wish I could remember how I'd done the one that I sent to Amy. But Amy, the way that Amy made it was perfect. I'll have to follow her instructions, won't I? Right. So we have the tag. Okay. It's a little bit sticky on the back, but we can have a look at this now. So this is the tag. So what will happen? I've put this paper extension on it. So what I'm going to do is that will go in there. And I want it, let me just move things so I can show you full. Can you see? Let me just shift them. I want it to be not hanging over the bottom, and I want that tag to be not hanging over the top. So I can lift it up a little. There. Now where this ribbon is where I'm going to make that fold. Because that is going to be the hang. That's going to hang over the page. So that tag will not fall out. And then what I want to do is decorate this part of it and put that image on there. And I'm just wondering whether I want to make that have a little pocket there. I'll put that further up. I could make that as a little pocket and have that in there as a... Oh, that might be an idea, mightn't it? Would I want that as a pocket? I can't think. If I did that like that, that would be a little pocket. You could still write on that. You've got all of that to write on and all of the rest to write on. So I think I am going to make that a little pocket and put that little St. Nicholas in there. How's that? What do you think? So I want this bit to be a pocket. So let's pull it out. So you can see you can write on all of that and you've got all of this to write on. And then that's going to be a pocket and that's going to be a card that goes in there. So I think what I'm going to do is decorate that part. What can I use? It isn't a very big space, is it? All these with images on are quite small. I can't use any of those. So I think I might look at my scrap bits. I think that would look nice. Where's Santa? What do you think, Santa? Yeah, I think I like that. I think that I like that. Right. So you can see you've got all this to write on. So there's lots and lots there, isn't there? So I'm going to put that on there. And I might fold it over as well so that it doesn't, it just strengthens that little edge, doesn't it? So I want it coming up to that bit. I'm just going to fold it over. So although you don't see that Santa, he's a surprise for you when you flip this down to do your writing, which I think is quite nice. That's going to be a pocket. So I'm going to glue that as a pocket. What I should have done, because I always forget, is that little notchy thing. There we go. Oh, I'm really pleased how that's turned out. And I could add extra papers under there if I wanted to. If I wanted to make it, you know, more writing paper, I could add some extra on here. But I don't want it to be extra too bulky. I'm just going to sit that in there because that's the tag that I want to go in there. And then that fits in there and that bit hangs over like that. I don't know if you can see it, but it fits there quite nicely. Can you see that? And I'm very happy with that. Yay! It won't fall out because it's hanging on it. And I might put something there as well. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so that can sit there for a minute. Actually, no, I'm going to take it out because it is a bit sticky. And I don't want it sticking. Right, why don't we, while we're at it, do those 3 tags that I made and see if I can get that to work. Oh, there they are. They're on that page. Let's just move that out of the way. One moment. I've just switched my sewing machine on because I'm going to need it. Do I want to stitch round these? I probably do. Although they are glued on quite nicely, they're not lifting anywhere, so I don't think I'm going to. But what I want to do is I want to put a pocket on the back. So I want to attach this as a pocket on the back there. I don't mind if I see a little bit of this red, but I think that's what I want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is something sticky there. I'm going to glue this onto the flap of that, is what I'm going to do. I don't want it to go all the way to the hinge, and I can't see the hinge because the light's not very good. But I want it to be somewhat straight. That's right up to the edge. There we go, that's not quite up to the edge. So that's glued onto there. And then that will glue over the back to make a pocket. But I think what I want to do is attach it down there to the page. So I think what I'm going to do is run a little bit of glue on the journal page. Like that. So that's just attached that. I'm going to cut that at a bit of an angle because I don't want to see that white. Yeah, that works. Can't get my scissors round it. Oh, it's not stuck, as the case may be. It's because I'm pulling it about, isn't it? I just want to trim that little bit off because it's a bit wonky. No, it's not. That's better. I think sometimes you can be too particular, and I mean me, nobody else, just me. So that hingy bit that I'm hinging it to the page is going to get hidden, but I want to sew down it. So I'm going to stitch down there as close to the edge as I can, and I'm doing it this way because I don't want to risk stitching those flaps. So let me just... Okay, so that's what I've done. I've stitched it on. You can see there's some stitching down there. So these tags are now secure. And then on the back, oh, I've stitched through that. Oh well, that's okay. I was going to fold it over the stitching, but that's okay. We'll go with that. I'm not going to get that ditch and dye in it because of that at all. In fact, I quite like the stitching down there. So that was a bonus. And then what I'm going to do is glue these edges to make this a pocket. And that's what we call a happy accident, because I'm actually pleased the way it turned out. So that is a pocket on there. I'm just wondering if I should stitch there and there actually. I think I will. One moment. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I've got the 3 tags there. 1, 2, 3. So you can write on them, put pictures on them. Yes, there's stitching there, but you can still write all over that. That's not a problem. And then we've got this pocket here, and I think that's turned out nicely. And now I had an idea for that as well. 40 minutes, I might have time to do it, or to show you what I'm thinking. I have some of the Tim Holtz Little People, and I'd fell in love with that little girl. Isn't she just adorable? So I think she might go on there. Just wondering if I've got any labels or anything, or I've got a few Christmas bits here. But I think these labels are going to be too big. Green one that says Christmas. Oh, I think that can go on there. And she can stand on the label. I think I like that. Just give her a little bit of an edging. Isn't she lovely? Cute little girl. And I'll show you the reason that I chose her in a moment. I need a little bit stronger glue for the Tim Holtz people, because I don't want her popping off. I was a bit disappointed with these Christmas ones. I've got a couple of them where the faces have been half cut off, which means you can't really use it, can you? When somebody's got half a face. And they're not cheap, are they? So she's going to go on there. My little Christmas girl. And then I've got this frame from Tim Holtz. And I thought, oh gosh, it's too big to do anything with. I mean, it's quite tall. It's about 5.5 inches tall. So obviously I can't put it that way in this journal, but I thought, well, it could actually go sideways like that. And what I wanted to do, I think I'm going to use these, because I think these are the mummy and daddy, the little girl, and they're off skating, and she's got a little, what do you call those that you put your hands in? Is it a muff? And I think what I wanted to do was put them so that they're kind of coming out of that frame like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it, and then I will back it as well, obviously. So I want them about like that. How to do it? Because once you start gluing them down, let's just lift his head a little bit. So his ice skates are touching there. So I'll put his ice skates on. Her little feet, the mummy's feet, are touching. Move him over just slightly. Not that slightly. I'm going to have to lift it up and do it. It's no good. Keeps moving. Let's get her feet down. I thought it was nice that they were half in and half out. And what made me think of doing this was I'd got them all the bits of ephemera from Tim Holtz in a pile, and when I picked it up they were stuck inside this frame, and I thought, oh, that looks quite nice actually. Stick down his head. There we go. Have I moved him? Get the glue off. So they are going to be inside there, and I will back it so that you can see something behind it. So I think I'll probably put it on there. So let's do that. Get it glued on. And I think this will need stitching around for sure. I want to make sure that they're stuck on this paper. So this will be quite a thick tag because I want to put some heavier paper behind on as well, so that you don't push through it when you're going to write on it. Here we go. And then cut off the excess. I just thought that would be a little bit different, and I thought the colours went nicely with Amy's papers too. So let's just trim this, and then we'll put it where it's going to go, and I'll let you go, because I seem to be getting longer and longer on my videos, but today I think I've done less and less. Never mind, I'll do my best, but I'm not the fastest. So I think they're super cute on there. Happy, happy, happy. Did that go there? Yeah, that went there next to that, didn't it? There we go. So 47 minutes, gosh golly. So I've done that bit. I've put that envelope on, so I'll make a card to go in there, and I am going to stitch around that, I've decided. And I will stitch around this as well. Just don't want it to come apart. So I hope you're liking the way that my black and white journal is going. I'm really enjoying using it. So I hope you like it, and I'll catch you next time, folks. Bye.